On your radio, on Global Player and here.
Play Heart.
This is Scotland's Heart. 4 o'clock, here's the latest.
From Global's newsroom, I'm Becky Clark. There are optimistic signs the coronavirus lockdown is working, but the First Minister says restrictions will continue for some time.
We all want these restrictions to be lifted as soon as possible, and as I have said before and will say again today, they will not be in place for a single minute longer than is necessary.
We're entering the 4th week of the measures, with talks tomorrow and a formal review on Thursday. It's been confirmed 9 more people have died in Scotland after testing positive for COVID-19. It takes the total to 575. The country's interim chief medical officer, Dr. Gregor Smith, is urging families not to delay funerals while there are rules in place about who can attend.
The sector can cope if everyone understands and appreciates the circumstances we find ourselves in and continues to arrange a funeral for the loved ones as normal. And again, I stress, please, without delay.
Downing Street says they won't speculate on when the Prime Minister will return to work. Boris Johnson's recovering from coronavirus at his country home after being discharged from hospital. Members of Glasgow's Roma community say they're receiving increased levels of racist abuse since the outbreak began. It's reported around half of the group have left Scotland, saying they don't feel safe here. It's after photographs were circulated online which appeared to show members of the community breaking the lockdown rules. The pictures turned out to be fake. And every rugby union player in Scotland earning more than £50,000 will be asked to take a pay cut until September. Up to 3/4 of staff at Scottish Rugby could also be furloughed.
Weather. With Greenside Garden Centre. Call and place an order for next day delivery.
A dry evening with some late sunny spells, then a clear night with light winds, lows of 4 degrees. From Global's newsroom, you're up to date.
This is Heart.
From Global.
It's
Easter weekend.
It is Easter weekend. Thanks for telling me that. Easter Monday. It's Des and Jennifer here in Heart.
And the sun is shining.
Yay.
I am full of chocolate, so I am absolutely delighted. And the Easter Bunny visited me at the weekend.
Oh, we'll hear about that.
Oh, yes.
After Taylor Swift and Pitbull now.
Feel good Easter weekend. Scotland's Heart.
On your radio, on Global Player and here.
Play Heart.
This is Scotland's Heart. 5 o'clock, here's the latest.
From Global's newsroom, I'm Becky Clark. The government is being warned against lifting the coronavirus lockdown too early. Scientific advisors are due to meet tomorrow to discuss the restrictions which were brought in 3 weeks ago. But the head of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros Adhanom, says cases in some countries are still rising significantly.
The way down is much slower than the way up. That means control measures must be lifted slowly and with control. It cannot happen all at once.
First Minister Nicola Sturgeon says it's unlikely the measures will be lifted in the near future, but there are early optimistic signs that they're working. 9 more people have died in Scotland after testing positive. It takes the total here to 575. Across the UK, more than 11,000 people have lost their lives to COVID-19. The Prime Minister is recovering at his country home after leaving hospital. He's also now tested negative for coronavirus. Downing Street says Boris Johnson will only return to number 10 on the advice of his medical team. We're expecting to hear from the UK government this hour. Former Celtic forward Charlie Nicholas has called Scottish football's handling of the coronavirus shutdown a joke.
Scottish football is a mess. These things are choking the life out of the game up here, and I wish that somebody would get them round the table and say, do you think you're good enough to represent the game? Because I don't think they are.
A decision's yet to be made about ending the Championship, League 1 and League 2 seasons early.
Heart weather with Greenside Garden Centre. Your first choice for expert advice and garden supplies.
A dry evening with some late sunny spells, then a clear night with light winds, lows of 4 degrees. From Global's newsroom, you're up to date.
This is Heart.
From Global.
Feel good.
Easter weekend.
It is, and it's Easter Monday. How are you doing? Thanks for having us on. It's Des and Jennifer on Heart.
One of the most chocolatey filled weekends ever. I
Yes.
love it. But I need to tell you about a pensioner who's gone very James Bond on us.
Oh, can't wait
Quite
for
dramatic,
that.
yeah.
We'll get into that after Jason Derulo.
Feel good Easter weekend. Scotland's Heart.
On your radio, on Global Player and here.
Play Heart.
This is Scotland's Heart. 6 o'clock, here's the latest.
From Global's newsroom, I'm Becky Clark. The government says it doesn't expect to make any changes to the coronavirus lockdown this week. Scientists are due to review the UK's social distancing measures, which have been in place for 3 weeks now. Speaking at Downing Street, the Foreign Secretary says relaxing them now wouldn't be sensible.
If we let up now, the virus will only take full advantage. It will spread faster and it will kill more people. If we refuse to give in to it, if we keep up this incredible team effort, we will beat this virus and we will come through this national test.
Dominic Raab also says the plan is working and there are some signs that we're starting to beat the virus. 717 new deaths relating to COVID-19 have been registered in UK hospitals. First Minister Nicola Sturgeon has confirmed 9 of those patients were in Scotland.
They are not just statistics. They represent individuals who were mothers and fathers, grandparents, sons, daughters, siblings, spouses and partners. They are all unique, valued human beings whose loss is a source of grief to others.
Families are being urged not to delay funerals as it could put extra pressure on funeral directors and mortuary services across the country. And Tottenham now won't be cutting the wages of their non-playing staff after a backlash from supporters. The Premier League club has also announced that it's allowing its stadium to be used as a COVID-19 testing centre.
Weather.
With Greenside Garden Centre. Now delivering. Just call to place your order.
A dry evening with some late sunny spells, then a clear night with light winds, lows of 4 degrees. From Global's newsroom, you're up to date.
This is hard.
From Global.
Feel good.
Easter weekend.
Happy Easter. It's Easter Monday now. Des and Jennifer here in Hearts.
Yes, and I have come across the biggest delivery in these lockdown times.
Oh.
It's quite incredible.
Okay, details on that to come. Cold Plate Marshmallow and this from Daft Punk.